I'm a penal surgeon. And if you're over 60, stop eating this immediately or you risk losing your ability to get it up ever again. I know that sounds shocking, but I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to warn you. To warn you about a harsh reality I witness every single day in my clinic. Older men, once strong, once the pillar in every sense, now sitting quietly, ashamed, avoiding their wives' eyes, all for one reason: they've lost their manhood. And what angers me the most of it comes down to a very small mistake, something that seems harmless, a daily eating habit that is quietly destroying your sexual vitality. Let me tell you a true story. Mr. Mark, 75 years old, a former volleyball athlete, still had a strong physique and a youthful spirit. But 6 months ago, he walked into my office looking completely hopeless. "Doctor, I'm not a man anymore." He had tried everything: prescription meds, herbal remedies, massages, even yoga. Nothing worked. After examining him, I found the culprit was his breakfast. Every morning he ate sausage, white bread, and drank a glass of sweetened, condensed milk. Sounds normal, right? But the combination of saturated fat, refined sugar, and nitrates from the sausage had completely disrupted his hormones and narrowed the arteries, those that supply blood to down there. The result? He gradually lost his ability to achieve an erection and had no idea why. And he's not alone. According to internal statistics from my clinic, nearly 80% of men over 60 who struggle with sexual performance issues all share one thing in common: their diet. The ironic part: most of the foods they thought were nourishing are the very things destroying their masculinity. So if you're over 60, or even just starting to notice a drop in performance, this is the first and most important advice I want you to remember. If you want it to stay strong, you have to feed it with what boosts blood flow, increases testosterone, and keeps your arteries healthy. Don't rely on pills every time. Don't put your hope in those little blue pills as a long-term fix. Because real masculinity doesn't come from a pill, it comes from a healthy daily lifestyle. And the first thing I'll share with you today is one natural, incredibly common food that can help improve your erections, extend your performance in bed, and even support regeneration of your reproductive cells, just weeks after using it the right way. What is that food? I'll reveal it right after the next part, when I break down the 3 hidden ingredients silently killing the bedroom power of American men. And if you're truly serious about your health, your partner's happiness, and want to reclaim your prime, keep watching. Don't leave this video. Because after 25 years in the field, I can confidently say one right choice today can completely transform your sex life in the next 30 days. Let me tell you something most doctors won't say out loud. There's a fruit sitting in your fridge right now, or maybe at your local grocery store, that holds the key to stronger, longer-lasting erections. It's not some exotic miracle from the Amazon. It's not wrapped in fancy packaging. It's sitting right under your nose. And I bet you've overlooked it your whole life. I've spent over 15 years working with men across the U.S., veterans in their 60s, retired truck drivers in their 70s, jazz musicians in their 80s. And across the board, I kept seeing the same frustration. "Doc, I feel fine. But down there, nothing's happening." They tried the blue pills. Some got side effects. Others felt embarrassed. And most, they didn't want a crutch. They wanted control. Real, natural, lasting control. And when I dug deeper into their habits, what they ate, how they slept, what they drank, there it was. The one thing nearly everyone was missing. So here's the secret I started sharing with my patients, starting with a man named Tom, 75, retired Navy, living in Sarasota, Florida. Tom came into my office with that look I know too well, half hopeful, half defeated. He leaned in and whispered, "Doctor, authority, I haven't been myself for a while. My wife notices. I notice. Is there something, anything I can do?" After a full health check, I asked him a simple question. "Do you eat watermelon?" He blinked. "You mean the summer fruit?" Exactly. Because watermelon, yes, watermelon, is loaded with an amino acid called L-citrulline. When it enters the body, it turns into L-arginine, which boosts nitric oxide levels. And what does nitric oxide do? It relaxes your blood vessels and improves blood flow, especially to the area we're talking about. In fact, a study from the University of Texas found that men who consumed L-citrulline regularly showed improved erection hardness and frequency without using medication. The beauty of it? It's natural, it's safe, and it works with your body, not against it. Now, Tom was skeptical. Most men are. But I asked him to trust me. Eat 2 cups of fresh watermelon every morning for 14 days. That's it. Don't change anything else. He followed it exactly. And by day 10, he sent me a voicemail I'll never forget. Doc, I don't know what's in this fruit, but I woke up this morning feeling 30 years younger. My wife noticed too. Now, will watermelon replace all medications? Number. But will it give your body the building blocks to rebuild natural strength, stamina, and drive? Absolutely. And here's what most people miss. It's not just what you eat, but when, how much, and what you pair it with. Watermelon works even better when combined with healthy fats, zinc, and proper hydration. But the point is this: you don't need to feel helpless. You don't need to accept weakness as a part of aging. You need the right tools and the right knowledge to unlock the potential your body still has. Because I've seen it again and again, from Boston to Bakersfield, from 60-year-old golfers to 80-year-old veterans who still want to feel alive in every sense of the word. And it starts with the smallest, most overlooked decisions, like what's on your breakfast plate. I always tell my patients this: if you want your body to function like a powerful machine, you have to treat it like a classic muscle car, the kind that needs the right fuel, the right timing, and a bit of careful maintenance. Take Mr. Jim, for example, 68 years old, living in Denver, Colorado. A man who spent 40 years in construction, once strong as a bull, who never imagined he'd one day need a urologist. But then came age, retirement, poor eating habits, and night after night, no more signs. He came to my clinic, not out of fear, but because of the disappointment in his wife's eyes. He said, "Doctor, authority, I don't want to become a stranger in my own home." We started with a hormone panel, and just as I suspected, his testosterone was below the healthy range for his age. Blood flow to his genital area was weak, only about 60%. I asked, "Jim, what do you eat every day?" The answer was all too familiar: white bread, cold cuts, cheese, few vegetables, and barely any fresh fruit. No healthy fats, no zinc, no support for his hormones. And the worst part, he slept 4 to 5 hours a night and still drank 2 beers every evening out of habit. I didn't scold him. I just said it straight. Your body isn't broken. It's calling for help. So we rebuilt the plan step by step in the right order. Diet: add avocado, whole eggs, salmon, and pumpkin seeds to his meals. Drinks: cut out all beer for 30 days, replace with water and ginger tea. Sleep: go to bed before 11 p.m., no phone for 1 hour before sleep. Extra: add 200 grams of watermelon every morning on an empty stomach. The result? By week 2, he texted, "I'm waking up with this strange energy, like my body has been hibernating for years, and it's finally waking up." By week 4, he brought his wife back to the clinic, not for a checkup, but to say thank you. This isn't a fairy tale. This is what happens every day. In California, I have another patient, Mr. Williams, 75 years old, a former NASA engineer. He once believed only prescription pills could help him stay in the game. But after 6 months of dependency, he lost his natural sensation and came to see me unable to get an erection on his own. We changed the strategy. Add fresh oysters, take extra vitamin D, practice 4 to 7 to 8 deep breathing every morning to increase oxygen in the blood, and keep watermelon as a foundation of his routine. 6 weeks later, he said, "For the first time in 10 years, I feel like I don't need a prescription anymore." That's the truth no one tells you on TV. The male body, even at 60, 70, or 80, can still recover. It's not broken. It's just missing the right fuel, blocked in the wrong places, and waiting for you to reactivate it. We're not weak. We just need to know the right way to become strong again. If you've heard me talk about watermelon, That was only the beginning. Your body, especially at age 60, 70, or even 80, still holds remarkable potential to recover as long as you give it the right fuel. And today, I want to share with you 3 foods I call the golden triangle of male vitality. They don't come from a lab. They come from nature, from your own kitchen. And they've helped hundreds of my patients from Florida to Oregon reclaim their strength. 1. Oysters, the king of zinc. When I talk about zinc, I'm not referring to the over-the-counter supplements. I'm talking about fresh oysters, the most zinc-rich natural food on the planet. And why is zinc so important? Zinc is an essential building block for producing testosterone, the hormone that powers libido, erections, and sperm quality. Your body can't store zinc, so you have to supply it regularly through food. I had a patient in Arizona, Mr. Mike, 72 years old, who used to eat very simply eggs, bread, and some greens. But his performance was slowly declining. After I advised him to eat 3 to 4 fresh oysters a week, along with watermelon each morning, he called me after 3 weeks. Dr. Authority, I didn't know I could still feel this alive. You don't need to eat oysters every day, just 2 to 3 times a week, combined with a proper sleep routine, and you'll notice a real difference. 2. Avocados, the good fat for healthy blood flow down there. Many American men over 60 still believe avocados make you fat, or fats are bad for your heart. Truth is, that only applies to bad fats. An avocado is the opposite. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that help clean your arteries, reduce inflammation, and support testosterone production. They also contain vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects reproductive tissue from premature aging. Mr. Charles, 68, from Wisconsin, was diagnosed with performance drop due to microvascular blockage. I guided him to eat half an avocado each morning, either mixed into a salad or spread over whole grain toast. The result? I feel blood flowing all over my body, even in places I thought were long forgotten. 3. Pumpkin seeds, the vitality snack for all ages. Pumpkin seeds, the kind you can find right at Whole Foods or any grocery store, are a hidden nutritional treasure. They contain high amounts of zinc, magnesium, iron, and omega-6 fatty acids, all of which play critical roles in boosting sperm quality, supporting nerve function for erection control, balancing male hormones. Mr. Robert, 80, living in Ohio, couldn't eat oysters due to a seafood allergy. I substituted pumpkin seeds instead, just a small handful as his afternoon snack. After 6 weeks, he told me, "No more Viagra. I've got pumpkin seeds and belief." Simple formula, real-world results. Morning, 2 cups of watermelon. Lunch, 1/2 an avocado. Dinner, 3 to 4 oysters, or 1 handful of pumpkin seeds. Plus 20 minutes of walking. 7 hours of quality sleep, plus no refined sugar. This is what I call the everyday manhood routine. No pills, no big expenses, just consistency and discipline. You see, the secret isn't hiding behind the pharmacy counter. The secret is in your fridge and in your willpower. I don't say these things as some expert behind a desk. I say them as someone who's listened to hundreds of American men from all walks of life, from every corner of this country, men who thought the game was over, only to discover a whole new chapter, stronger, more confident, and more alive than ever before. You've heard about the foods that can boost your performance. Now let's talk about the things that are quietly, consistently destroying it. Because no matter how many superfoods you eat, if you're still letting these 3 enemies into your daily routine, you're fighting an uphill battle. And here's the hard truth I've learned from over a decade working with older American men. Most of them are sabotaging their sex life without even knowing it. Let's dive in. Enemy number 1, sugar, the silent testosterone killer. It doesn't come with a warning label. It doesn't make a sound when it slips into your coffee, your cereal, or that healthy granola bar. But sugar, it's the slowest, most polite assassin your manhood will ever meet. I had a patient in Tampa, Roger, 73, former firefighter. Big guy, still mows his own lawn. But he came to me because he just didn't feel like a man anymore. We looked at his blood work. Testosterone, way below average. Then I looked at his diet. 2 sweetened yogurts a day, a muffin with coffee, orange juice every morning. Doesn't sound like a sugar addict, right? But that was over 60 grams of sugar, enough to cause insulin spikes, inflammation, and, worst of all, a gradual testosterone crash. I told Roger, cut all added sugar for 14 days, that's it, just 2 weeks. By day 10, he called me and said, "Doc, I woke up hard as a rock for the first time in years." Sugar kills your libido, your energy, and your confidence. And it doesn't ask permission. It just slips in and takes over. Enemy number 2, alcohol, the thief of desire and function. I'm not here to lecture you like a preacher, but I've seen alcohol wreck more bedroom confidence than age, stress, or even divorce. Jack, 66 from Nashville, told me, "Doc, I only have a drink or 2 at night. Helps me sleep." Here's what I showed him. Even moderate drinking, 1 to 2 glasses per night, reduces your testosterone, increases estrogen, and disrupts your sleep. Alcohol also dulls your nervous system. It may make you feel relaxed, but it slows down the signals between your brain and your body, especially down there. Not to mention the long-term damage to your liver, your heart, and yes, your sexual reflexes. I challenged Jack to go dry for just 30 days. He came back 4 weeks later, smiling like a kid. My energy's back. And, let's just say, my wife's buying me steak dinner now. Enemy number 3, sleep deprivation. The quiet hormone crash. Most men think sleep is optional, a luxury, but when it comes to your testosterone levels, sleep is non-negotiable. The bulk of your testosterone production happens during deep sleep, especially between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. Skip sleep, you skip hormones. Skip hormones, you skip erections, motivation, drive, confidence. I had a patient, Bill, 75, in Portland, retired accountant, never smoked, ate clean, but stayed up till 2 a.m. every night watching late-night TV. He came in confused. "Dr. Authority, I'm doing everything right, but I still feel tired. Sex drive is gone." We ran his labs. His cortisol, the stress hormone, was high. His testosterone was at the bottom 10% for his age group. The solution wasn't more pills. It was simple. Lights out by 10:30, no screens an hour before bed, magnesium before sleep. After just 2 weeks, Bill told me, "I haven't felt this sharp or this masculine since my early 60s. So what now? You've seen both sides of the coin, the foods that rebuild your strength, the habits that silently tear it down. Now the question is, are you ready to take control? This isn't about being perfect. It's about making small, smart decisions, day after day, that restore your energy, your vitality, and your manhood. Because here's the truth. You're not broken. You're not too old. You're not done. You just need to stop the damage and start the healing. And if this message resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with someone you care about. A brother, a friend, a veteran who needs to hear the truth. Together, we're building something bigger, a community of strong, healthy men who refuse to fade quietly. Because real strength, it never retires. You may have thought, I'm old now. Maybe this is just something I have to accept. But I'm here to tell you, that's not true, and it never will be. I've witnessed hundreds of American men, 60, 75, even 80 years old, once hopeless, once convinced it was over, once too ashamed to even talk about their manhood. But today they live differently. They are stronger, more confident, and most importantly, they've reclaimed the pride of being a real man. Not through pills, not through luck, but through knowledge, discipline, and the right daily actions. And if you're still watching, then I believe you are one of them. Someone determined enough to change, brave enough to act, and strong enough to truly live, not just survive. Do this, not just for yourself. Do it for the woman beside you, for your children and grandchildren to be proud of, and for your own heart that still burns with the fire to live fully. Tap like if you found today's content helpful. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more in-depth, accurate, and empowering videos from me, Dr. Authority, and share this video with the men you care about, your friends, your brothers, your father, because we're not in this fight alone. We're building a community of American men, whether 60, 70, or 80 years old, who live strong, live proud, and live well. Because age is just a number. Manhood is a daily choice. I'm Dr. Authority. And if you're ready, I'll be right here, walking beside you until you reclaim the strongest version of yourself.